Hello and welcome. We're going to be setting up this new NSR Formula 22 car. Go through all the steps of initially taking it out of the box, the initial setup steps, all the way through advanced setup steps. It's brand new NSR Formula 22, the white test car kit. Inside the box, of course, the car, the certificate of authentication, true NSR car from Italy. Nice little label. The car and a small bag of set screws. The set screws will be the very first steps that we have to complete to get the car started. So we remove the car from the box. Open the small bag of set screws. Should be 6 set screws inside. Be 2 large ones, 440 size, and 4 small ones. Get this bag open. The 2 large set screws are 440. They go into the bottom of the chassis to give the wing, the front wing, something to ride on. As you see here, the wing is not setting on anything. It's just riding free in the air. In the bottom of the chassis, you'll find the 2 holes. So what we want is this wing to set on those screws to where this movement is all but gone. So as you can see, I'm pushing with my thumb until the wing is setting on the set screw. Do that for both sides. Inside the car, you can see the set screw comes through and it rides on little flat tabs on the wing, underside of the wing. The other 2 set screws are common for all NSR cars, and they control the front axle ride height. I have 2 that go on the top, one here, and 2 that go on the bottom. In order to install these correctly, you're going to need a test piece, test block, or a test piece of track. So what I use is a NSR chassis flattener. It's just a piece of plastic with a piece of steel on top, flat steel, groove cut in it to set the car on, so you can see exactly where the car is setting. It is metal, so the magnet does have some magnetic attraction, so it's very similar to a test piece of track. So we start by putting the 2 bottom screws in, and we just want to put them in deep enough to set. They're not actually going to touch the axle at this time. Just get them in so they're setting. We're going to adjust the top ones first. We're going to push the axle down is what we're going to do. So the two bottom screws, we're just going to screw in deep enough to get them set so we can use the top ones to push the axle down to the tires down to the track. Okay, so we're ready to put the top ones in. You'll notice the front axle has lots of free play up and down. Set screw, get them started in the holes. Both set screws in. So what we want to do is have the front tires, especially for Manzana Speedway, front tires will actually be touching the track, gripping the track. On other tracks, wood tracks especially, the tires are just above the track. They're not actually touching the track. But for Manzana, our track is so bumpy, the guide rails, the contact rails have so many connection points that we've got to lift the car a little bit off of the guide so the guide is not the one accepting all the bumps, that the bumps are actually going through the rubber wheels. So now I've put it in tight enough to where the front tires are actually on the track. You can see the car is wanting to move when I spin the tire now. Back it off a little bit. Back the other one off too. There we go. Now the tires are free. Turn it down just until the tires are gripping. Do the same on the other side. Make sure they're equal. You don't want the car to be lopsided. You want both tires touching the same amount. There we go. And we'll be repeating this process 2 or 3 times throughout our setup, because we'll be turning these front tires down a bit and then harden them with some nail polish or super glue. Okay, so now the front tires are on the track. It's actually being pushed. Once the front tires are set for their height, now you can come back, tighten the bottom set screw until it touches the axle. The axle stops turning, and then back it off a bit. So tighten it, spins freely, tighten, tighten, tighten. And then once it stops, it binds, you know you're touching, back it off. It's free again. Do the same thing on the other side. Tighten, tighten, tighten until it binds, and then back it off until it's free again. There you go. Back it off till it's free. There you go. So now there's no more up and down wobble in the tires. The axle is set in its guide in between the 2 set screws.